Welcome to Dat Podcast, episode 127. How's everyone feeling, bro? I hope everyone's feeling great. Coming to you live. Well, it's not really live, it's recorded and then posted on all the socials, streaming services, this, that. What are we now? We're into February, bro. 2023, flying by at a rate that you can't slow down. Yeah, life's like that, like a train. It's very, very slow, but it's not stopping. And you're, like Spider-Man in that movie where he's at the front and he's trying to slow it down. That's Spider-Man. That's not Dimche from Carlton. I mean, if you're Dimche from Carlton, you're not slowing down nothing. You can't even slow down a horse and carriage. I mean, you can't do anything. So that's the way I'm looking at life these days, especially the last 3 years. I don't know what Bill Gates and stuff has done, but they have put something in the water, the air, the surveillance balloons, something that's keeping life going at an uncanny pace. Now, again, open to the feedback that, Vlad, it's just you because you're hyper successful now and you can speak to 100,000 people, 200,000 in the last month. So correction right there. Fact verification, 200,000 accounts in the last 30 days. Whatever, it's just because you got kids, bro, and you got a career and you're trying to contribute something. Yeah, I am. But I don't know if it's that. I don't know if you're at university and it seems like the days are dragging on and you don't know what day it is and you can't wait till Friday to go and meet up with your mate Gavin and Daniel and Tim and Jerry, Tom and Jerry, and go out partying. But my life, like every day, bro, like I don't know, maybe the demo that's listening to this is between the age of 18 and 80. I've got grandparents that are listening to this quite literally, have hit me up and said I've got grandchildren, and I hope they're listening to that podcast. I hope so too, I hope they're also supporting the supporters that support the podcast, giving some money back to the sponsors. Shout out to the sponsors. But life is flying, bro. It's February, and I just, in my opinion, how do you slow it down? It's an internal battle. Like everything in this world is an internal battle. This is, again, philosophical. Now, coming out, Vladiators, again, like Jesus on the mountain, giving out bread, fish, this, that. I've told you now for the last 126 episodes, we're getting deep down the rabbit hole with Vlads in Wonderland. That's just how it is. I'm not a surface level prick, bro. I can't do it. I've got friends like that. They keep things surface level, but that's because they're as deep as a kid's pool. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to keep things like the Atlantic Ocean, bro. Who knows what type of creatures lurk deep in the underbelly of the water? Undergrowth, I was going to say, but that's more pertaining to grass. We're talking about water deep in the depths, So we want to try to get deep. And I think it's an internal battle, bro. Bringing it back. I'm bringing it back to the original point there. That's what we do. We go down a tangent, we hook a left, we hook another left, always go left. Where are you? Back at the starting point. I'm not going to take you down a tangent and just leave you there, down some rabbit warren. You're going to come back and you're going to go, this guy's giving parables, bro. Probably parables. I think it's an internal battle, bro. I've been on a personal front. I spent 2 weeks in the States. I told you guys last week, and it's more like this week. It's time to get back to reality. I've been jetlagged for a week, and that's the longest I've ever been jet lagged. This is like some jet lag that wants to become a resident. It wants to become a part of me. It's trying to add confusion into my day-to-day existence. I fell asleep yesterday at 1:30 p.m. I woke up at 2:30. I thought I was in Morocco. No idea where I was. Zero idea. I opened my eyes. I looked into my own room. Have no idea what room that is. I'm looking around. The bricks are foreign. The built-in wardrobe. My shoes on the floor are foreign. Where am I, bro? What is this? What day is it? My son walks in screaming. I give him a hug. I'm thinking, who is this kid? It's just jet lag, bro. Like, I think I stroked out in my sleep. I woke up like a demented person, And it was scary, to be honest. It's been scary, and I don't know why, I've been feeling like that. It happened 2 or 3 times this week where I just genuinely will fall asleep at lunchtime and wake up like someone put 6 acid tabs in my cup of tea before I went to bed, and I woken up like dreaming I'm in another country. The vision's cloudy. I'm off balance. I'm on the brink of a panic attack. My mouth's dry. Like it's a strange thing that's happened since I've come back. But look, I'm turning a corner slowly, but it's nothing back to feeling 100%, waking up feeling immaculate. No, I'm still in the state of catastrophes, to be honest. But yeah, it's an internal battle, bro. Again, there's another tangent. But it's an internal battle. And I feel this week, like last week, I was riding this high of going away for 2 weeks with no responsibilities, but to have fun, enjoy myself, relax, ski, meet some people, take in a different culture, American culture, which is basically, our culture, but a lot more extreme. These guys aren't happy with a slice of pizza that fits in your hand. They need it to fit into Shrek's hand or to fit into like a catcher's mitt from a baseball game, but all those big hands that they bring out, in the basketball games. That's how big their slice of pizza is, but it's basically our culture, which is like no culture, but consumption and consumerism in comparison, which is what we have here. But again, we're going back to positive. We're going back to positive, bro. If you look hard enough, you can find the light, the silver lining on every cloud. I've never seen a silver lining on a cloud, by the way. All clouds are grey. Don't know what silver to me is like a neon. It's a light. It's bright. Silver. It's reflective, chromatic. I mean, how many more synonyms do you need? But I've never seen it on a cloud. And someone has one day and has said the silver lining on every cloud. I go out today. It's not a single fucking silver lining anywhere. Lying to me. It's like the same idiot that made up, I'm not here to fuck spiders in a sales meeting. And the guy was high or recovering from a big weekend on the bags. And he's just sat there and his boss, Greg, goes to him. He goes, what about you, John, mate? What are you doing here, mate? You're on a zero. He goes, listen, Greg, man, I'm here. I'm trying. What do you think I am? I'm here to fuck spiders? And then everyone just looked around the room. They go, this guy's mentally ill. He needs to go and see his therapist or something. But then Greg goes, you're right. You're not here to fuck spiders. I don't know how small your dick could possibly be. And I've never met anyone with some type of animal fantasy of fucking a spider, the worst animal of all time. Imagine the mental patient you have to be to ever think about that. Whatever. That's part of popular culture now. So people around the whole city, walking out of Combank, walking into Westpac, walking into Martin Place, into several different litigious firms and places where you have to go and sweat for 4 years, talking about fucking spiders in their meeting. That's become the norm. It's also become the norm that a guy in a Toyota Prius will drop off a bag to you on a Friday night after you've done a week of suing people. Whatever. That's the norm, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. It's the society we live in. Again, another tangent. Bringing it back. Internal battle. So last week was more of the afterglow, all right, of a relaxation, chilling out. Oh, wow, life's good, stress-free. Look at these big... GMC or Chevrolet Suburban that we're driving. I love the seat warmers. Oh, there's a massage button. Oh my God, this chews a lot of petrol. I'm off in fairyland. I'm eating nicotine snus. Some Swedish balls of nicotine that you throw up in your gum, dude, and it erodes your gum while you're having 6 schooners at a pub. I was loving that. I was having panic attacks at 4 a.m. coming off the nicotine, but I was enjoying my life, bro. Now I'm back in life and after a week of the afterglow goes and the whinging from the kids and missus comes back into place, and plus the mortgage statements come up, and then, one of your tenants decided to destroy their kitchen, so you need $7,000 now to fix it. All of a sudden, the Chevrolet Suburban and the snus packet up your gum, and the alcohol has worn off and he's back to life. But I had a nice week where I came back to Sydney and I was like, I have a different perspective on this place now. I felt like empowered more in control. You get out of the soup, you cool off, and you can see things a little bit more. Some idiot once said on the internet, fish don't know they're swimming in water, right? So I don't know what that means, but I know what that means. It's like when you're in it, you don't realise what you're doing until you step out of it. It's actually, I do know exactly what he's talking about. It's the Vladiators in me, but that's a good point. You don't know when you're in Sydney, or I speak particularly on behalf of Sydney here because this is where I'm from and I've grown up here from a child. But I, at the same time, can see how different areas work differently, but in my perspective, this is Sydney. So if you're chiming in from Melbourne, I mean, stay there. That's what I'm trying to say, and keep the culture going the way you guys have kept it going. You know, it's there's nothing to be shy about. It's a fantastic achievement. Sydney, we got some work to do, bro. Again, reckon it back, internal journey. It's an internal journey. And I was thinking this morning, I went to the gym. I did some, you know, those elliptical things where you, on the machine where you're kind of walking like a moron. And then I went on the bike for 20 minutes and sweated my ass off. I just did 35 minutes just trying to crank over the machine, what's it called? The carburetor. Trying to crank over the carburetor and get back into the flow of things so I can attack the week, as these entrepreneurs on the internet say, successfully and achieve some things, which I've got some things planned in the pipeline. I'm doing things alone at the moment. I'm building a team around me slowly but surely. I'm not fucking working with the wrong people again. That's for damn sure. I've made mistakes many times because I'm a person that's passive most of my life, go with the flowy kind of guy, and also give people the chance, reaching out with a handshake for people to do the right thing by me. And I'm skeptical, but also trusting. I mean, that's where you got to be. Like, otherwise, if you're just skeptical, you're never going to do anything. And if you're just trusting, people are going to bend you over and drill you. So I don't want to be either of those extremes. I want to be a little bit of both, a bit of street smarts, a little bit of book smarts, and a little bit of trust and cynic at the same time. Just doing that. And I'm building a team. Again, we're going to rake it back to bringing it back to the internal thing. But the thing that I realised this week is, in the current state of affairs, with artificial intelligence coming out, surveillance balloons from Beijing spying on America, don't know why you need to do that. America doesn't hide anything. They're showing their vaginas and arseholes on the internet every day on TikTok. You don't need to know anything. These guys reveal every single thing about their existence. So don't worry about spying anything, especially with the balloon. What are you doing with the balloon? These guys are just going to throw up a sewing pin, dude, and pop it. Like, just don't even worry about it. You've already got these guys sussed. If anyone's hiding anything, it's China. But there's definitely not America hiding. They don't know what day it is. Their whole crowd has turned on themselves. So forget about that. It's not even a non-starter to talk about. Everyone talking about the surveillance balloon, surveillance this, surveillance that. Who gives a shit, bear? They reveal themselves about everything. Just go on YouTube. Just go on Instagram, TikTok. It's an American showing you everything. I told you. There's women on there that are willingly happy for $6 a month to show you the inside of their vagina, let alone the outside. This is not Penthouse magazine now with a hand in front being all submissive and shit. No, this is like a full gynoscopy. This is a gynoscopy. Now, you're the gynecologist for $6 a month. You can have ex-pop stars, you can have current gangers, you can have, future gangers coming up, born stars, everything is there on OnlyFans. So China, I mean, it's www, dude. That's the surveillance. What are you doing with a fucking balloon? What year is it? What is this, the blimp? Is it the 30s? 1930s? Calm down, bro. Oh, they won't see this? Yeah, really? Just go www, get yourself a VPN so they don't know where you're from. Type in New York, that's where the VPN and where the cesspool of all heathens is, and then just go deep down the rabbit hole of America. You'll find out everything. Anyway, internal battle, bro. So it's not really a battle, but it's an internal recalibration station. Let's just call it that. And that's how it felt. When you come back from a little holiday, you get thrown back in the soup, but you've had time to rest the muscles, the brain, you kind of get out of the rhythm and pattern of things. And when you come back, you're like, hey, like a bit more of an astronaut landing back on Earth. You go out of the orbit for a while, or into the orbit, I'm not sure how it is, in or out, whatever. And then you come back and you're a bit spun out. Everything's fine. This is all nice. This is great. You have this optimism and greatness, a great perspective, let's call it, or a better perspective, or a neutral perspective. But then it just takes a week to 2 weeks, and you're back, baby. You're back. And then you start to think critically. At that point, you can either just slide back in the soup, or you can go hold on to the side of the bowl and go, no, I'm going to sort this out now. I've seen a little bit of both. I'm going to work it out a little bit. And that's the kind of state that I'm in right now. I'm just trying to organize. Well, firstly, you got to organize the practical things in your life. Like if your life is fast beyond imagination, like what I was speaking about at the start of the podcast, the pace of this, that's what sprouted this thought process. You've got to then organize the events so they're structured. And I'm trying to get used to that. That's a tough thing, bro. I've got kids, I've got everything, but you got to structure everything, bro. Structure gives you freedom. Discipline gives you freedom. As much as you commit to the bike every morning, it's inconvenient to get up and go and sweat on a bike or chin-ups or push-ups or whatever. It gives you freedom from being a tank and your tits jiggling over the speed humps in Westfield. That's the kind of point I'm trying to say. So now the structure, I'm hoping that I can get it right to give you more peace of mind, more time off for meditation, station, get in the ocean, lick the ocean, go jogging, start new things that you haven't done that challenge you mentally, spiritually, physically. These are all the things that, I mean, life's full on, bro, from start to end. It's just, it's manja. You know, it's full on manja. A manja is just a huge soup full of root vegetables and every fucking thing you can find in a farmhouse in Macedonia. That's manja. And that's life. You know what I mean? You can't say, I just want, you know, clear bone broth soup like these people that are fasting for 48 hours a day, but they just really don't have any responsibility and all they do is focus on their own bodies, but really they just need a child or something that can take their fucking focus off themselves. They do. You've got manja with everything on it, you know? So, and that's that. Yeah, so taking some steps, found out some other stuff about trying to, how to harness your energy and become more productive in hyper kind of distractive times, which is kind of what we're living in right now. A yes or yes, bro. Tell me, you know, am I barking up the wrong tree, or you guys reckon that you're in a very peaceful time with no distractions and you're achieving things at an ungodly rate? Or do you feel like you're getting tripped up every second step? I think, you know, and I'm doing some fucking sick things as well. And at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, bro, if I didn't have like a set of goals in front of me, if I didn't have a set of projects, I mean, very easy, you could slip by and go, oh, I'm 54 years old now. I definitely have tits, you know, at that point. My chin is connecting from chin straight to tits. You know, I'm shaving down. I'm careful that I don't shave the chin and then fucking hit a nipple. You gotta be careful. That's what happens in your 50s. I mean, all of the people that are out here thinking they're going to be forever young, just wait till my next stand-up special, which I'm not going to tell you the name of it, but it starts from September onwards for the rest of the year, September, October, November, December, Australia-wide. We're going to talk about the DNA switchboard. And the DNA switchboard is something that, you know, I was driving home yesterday and it occurred to me, like, again, given here by God, it was bestowed upon thee. Doth bestowed upon thee. And I just went, far out, bro, that's too much. The DNA switchboard is that segment. It's worth the $50 ticket. Tickets were going up, by the way. Started at 35, it went to 40, and it's going to 50. It's inflation station. What do you want me to do? Just sit here and just open my ass for all these venues that are increasing their prices? Pitchcom or Materin. We're going to keep going forward and onward into the fray. Again, street smart and book smart, you know? All right, let's crack on, bro. Woo. I need a coffee and I want a good tea, bro. I need a coffee. Give it a ODYSSEY. Odyssey, bro. Odyssey Coffee, the brainchild of Maddie and Jim, bro. Down from the Mornington Peninsula out into Melbourne. Please order your coffee straight from these guys. Most beautiful coffee, consistent coffee. Crema on top, fantastic. The long blacks that I've been smashing, these things are worth everything, bro. They give you the energy to come out here and muster out the best opening Wogologue your head will spin. Reimagine from the grounds up, brother. I've said this a million times. If you go to their website and go to Odyssey Coffee, ODYSSEY, coffee.com, and type in Vlad, you're going to get a discount, or you go and email them, admin@odysseycoffee.com.au. You got to just try it, at least try it, bro. Wholesale and domestic is available, so you can order for your office, or you can order for your house, or you can order for your business. If you've got a new cafe starting, or you're opening up a little cafe in a shop that might be selling clothes or bikes or scooters and shit, then you got to go with Odyssey Coffee, bro. Make sure that you get in touch, because they will do a stitch for you. Email them, admin@odysseycoffee.com.au. They might even give you some stuff to try it out if you're a coffee that's looking for a roaster that's going to be consistent for you guys. Definitely, highly recommended. The missus loves it. I love it. ODYSSEY coffee.com.au. They have mad hot chocolate. Get the hot chocolate when you order the coffee bags. They can grind it, or you can have the full beans. Do it at home, bro. Make sure you mention Vlad to them, please. VLAD, you know the name. Vlad, short for Vladika. Rap. Metropolitan Stone, the best kitchens in the world, the best cabinet makers and all of that shit for cupboards and shit. Yeah. Fuck. Metropolitan Stone, bro. Matthew Friedis down in Victoria can do anything for you guys in regards to cabinet making. 0425 797 488, 0425 797 488. The email is matthew@metropolitanstone.com.au. metropolitanstone.com.au is the website. So they do all cabinetry, cabinet making stuff, benchtop changeovers if you want to renovate an old kitchen, brand new kitchens, kitchen facilities, new benches, islands, television units and laundries and bathroom cabinets and built-in wardrobes and pantries and fucking, what are those other things called? Linen presses, where you just put the towels that you got for your wedding and you never change it for 10 or 15 years because they get better when you wash them and they get drier and shit like that. No one wants a fucking wet towel, a brand new towel that's too soft that doesn't dry them. So you go to metropolitanstone.com.au. You must mention Vlad to him on the email, which is matthew@metropolitanstone.com.au, or just buzz him and mention Vlad. 0425 797 488, 0425 797 488. Cabinet making legendary business from Victoria, can do all of Victoria, all of Melbourne, all the distant, the rurals, whatever. Get in touch with Metropolitan Stone and support the supporters that support this podcast. Got a business, please just keep it safe. You keep the Chinese surveillance balloons away. You need VIRTUOSYS. Keep those Chinese surveillance balloons away from your business, bro, by having a great cybersecurity IT company by the name of VIRTUOSYS, VIRTUOSYS.com.au, VIRTUOSYS, virtuosis.com.au. Follow their social media pages. What they are is a cybersecurity online IT company that looks after all of your business IT. Okay, so no matter what size business you are, VIRTUOSYS is the company for you, Australia-wide. Okay, mission is to empower the staff safely to work anywhere and for you to be able to monitor staff and all of that stuff. No spyware, all right, so you can't see what they're doing behind the screen, but whatever, you can tailor it to exactly what you need for your business. So it's not one size fits all. They'll tailor it to the size of your business, small, medium, large, whatever. Whether you want a company to monitor just your cybersecurity, which is good, making sure that everything that you're doing is safe, and your backups. That's major important thing here. You know, make sure you back it up and you know where it is and how to have multiple backups. VIRTUOSYS is the company to do all of this. Email disdat, DISDAT, @virtuosis.com.au. Email is virtuosis.com.au. Dan and the boys are ready to help you wrap, stitch and plug. Support the supporters that support the podcast. We've got a lot of questions coming out this week. There was like 40 or 50 questions during Utah, and now another 40 or 50. Can't get through them all, but let's just have a look at what we've got, bro, and who we've got it from. Some stupid questions, American or Australian Gus. In regards to American, Australian Gus, Gus is Gus, bro. You know, it could be anywhere. Can be South Korean Gus. It's not very good, to be honest. I mean, could be. You know, I don't want to be prejudiced here, but from what I've been told, South Korean Gus, a little pancake-ish. The Asian area Gus, a little bit pancake-ish. I mean, that's racist apparently, even though, I mean, objectively having a look, it's not a Brazilian Gus, let's just say. You're from Beijing, a little bit different to Brazil, a little bit different. Anyway, whatever. I mean, everyone's agreeing and nodding, but some of these politically correct morons, they're going to go, oh no, I've seen a huge ass out of South Korea. Yeah, if you put 5 ladies together and put the one ass on them. All right, Ima promo of Australia now. Why is every people? Okay, all right, here's one. Macanola. Why do you believe? All right, here we go. Questions for Vlad. Why do you believe in God? You thank Him when you are the one that worked your ass off. Deep question. I don't know how to answer this without sounding like some priest or pope. Which I'm not. I'm just a heathen that's trying to understand the workings of the world and my life and everything. But why do I thank God? Why do I believe in God? And you thank Him when you're the one that worked your ass off. I have worked my ass off. Yeah, I understand that. That's for sure. And why do you believe in God? What else do I believe in? You know, Steve Jobs? Do you want to believe in ScoMo? You have to believe in something. That's, I think, and the more like this Porton Jeterson comes out, the reason why people are flocking to what he's saying is because he makes a lot of sense. But I'm just philosophically minded. That's just a shit talker that likes depths of topics. That's just who I am, you know what I mean? And that's the way my brain works. It's a creative mind. I feel I have been through the atheistic mindset, the agnostic mindset, the spiritual mindset, the religious mindset. I've been through them all, you know. I've been points in my life where I was like, it's all bullshit, you know. And then I've been to points where I was like, oh, there's definitely something out there. Whether you can't feel or touch it, it's not meant to be felt and touched. That's the thing. It's not of the human skin body. I mean, man doth not live alone on bread and water. So man doth not live alone on bread alone, something like that. Anyway, so that's a Bible from Jesus where they're like, you know, I think the devil tempted him when he was out on the 40 days, 40 nights, when he went on holiday in the desert to Las Vegas, and he sat there by himself, and the devil goes, "You're starving. You know, I can see you've gone keto now, but here, if you're God, turn these rocks into bread, man, and smash yourself with bread. So you're looking very thin now. Like if you go back to Bethlehem or whatever, they're going to think you're janked out." But he's like, no. Little do you know that man doth not live on bread alone, which is, I think, a quote, and I might be wrong, about the materials of water and bread and all of that won't satisfy your soul. Okay, so that's my experience. Plus, I like to have servitude to something that I feel is bigger than me, because it's easy to slip into egotism. It's very easy to become a person that's just thinks that they are God, you know, and there's heaps of people like that. I remember a toothless Lebanese builder called Rami that told me he believes in money, and he was right. He was ripping Lebanese flatbread and eating chicken from El Jana's, dipping it into garlic sauce. You couldn't stand within 3 meters of this guy without getting your teeth blown off or your eyebrows singed off from the garlic that this guy was eating in the basement of a half-built block of units. He believed in God. He believed in money as his God, rather. And that's it. That's fine. Let him work for whatever. Who cares, bro? People believe in rabbits, Easter bunnies. Some people believe in the dirt. The archaeologist, he's loving a little like duster having a look at the cock of a dinosaur. Good luck to you. You know, but you got to have something. You got to have something, you know. And a lot of people don't realise, but they serve the money. Money is the major thing that you're serving. A lot of people serve their ego. Society, you're serving a God, right? Now, the concept, and I'm not a scholar or theologist or any of these people, but you're asking me the question, what's your name? Macanola? It's that, bro, you got to have something. And that's just a great concept to have. It's something that is like the ultimate right or truth or judge or whatever you want it, and it keeps you in line. I've always said it, you need a north and a south pole in order for the axis not to go off its head and for you to end up upside down, dude. So that is just in society has been put in from the start of time. Otherwise it's anarchy, it's chaos, bro. You'll smash your neighbour, you'll pound your neighbour's missus. Why not? Little machine called Katya or Tanya or something walks down with little high heels and white nail polish, and you don't have any scent or whatever, you bend her over the kitchen sink. If she wants to, consensual. If she wants to, because adultery means nothing in a godless kind of a world. And you go, oh, no, it doesn't. That's just being a decent human being. You know what decent is, bro? You know what I mean? You're decent because of these scriptures. You're decent because of Buddhism and Islam and Christianity and the Jews and all of that stuff. Can you say the Jews? Like, I think that's what they are, like the Jews, right? So what are they called? The Torah? I don't know, who cares? But that's what I'm saying. These people have put it in. It's like you know how to do a chin-up because someone fucking taught you how to do a chin-up. You don't just come out of the womb doing chin-ups. Maybe chin-ups you do because that monkey thing, bad example, whatever. But don't lie. That's hugely hard to understand, bro. As a child, you don't lie up to a certain point. But then you realise if you set out a little fib, it got you out of trouble, you start lying. I say to my daughter, did you smack your brother? She goes, no, I didn't. I didn't. And then I got to dig. Because if I said, did you smack your brother? And she goes, no, I didn't. Then I'll walk over and I'll go to him, don't yell. You're yelling, bro. And then he's just going to go, oh, but the truth is not there. She smacked him. Now, if she goes, yes, I did smack her, she's got to take that punishment there, right there. And that's a hard thing to do. So telling the truth, as hard as it is something that's taught, bro. It's not innate. It's innate for us to get away with as least resistance and least punishment as possible. That's why people sit on couches instead of going out for a 10K run every morning. What's easier? Lying's easier. So again, why do you believe in God? Because all of these things, that it's like a trick guide to life. All of these things are given to you in order for you to sleep well at night time. In order for things to become better in your life. It's not so they become worse. Even though in a heathenistic society, like the ones we kind of live in modern times, there's a guy with a face tat eating 17 hamburgers on YouTube and he's got 2 million followers and he's making $500,000 a week and snorting it up off a stripper's asshole and then clouding about it, walking around with Rolexes and giving out money to blind people so he's acting like Jesus. That's the time we live in, bro. These people are all, backwards and upside down. But if you look at some type of format, let's just call it, or some type of protocol or procedure, you can get a little bit more balanced. That's what it is. That's how I feel. Now, I'm not right. That's just the way I like it, It's me. That's who I am, bro. There's a lot of people like me. There's also probably more that are not like me. Good luck to them. Who cares? That's all I'm saying. But for me, it works because of that. Do I give myself credit for working hard? Yes. But do I also think that this was dropped in my lap? Yes, also. So the perspective is not so one-sided to just pat myself on the back. I'm not the guy that's just going, you're just a king, bro. You're the king. You did this all. No. It's not like that because I didn't have control of this. I didn't know that getting the Oakleys that I go running and cycling in and talking about my life in a car is going to be able to lead me to sell out theatres and have all of the support that have come out and touch people in a positive way. It's 99% positive, maybe more than 99% positive from the people that I have affected. You know what I mean? And by doing what I'm doing, which is pretty much being myself with sunnies on. And that is, to me, not... It is my doing, but it's not, if that makes sense. Because the amount of shit that I went through emotionally and physically and mentally to get to that point, you would never see. You would never be able to forward predict it. And that's the thing that you've got to go, how did this happen, bro? It's like fate, kismet, destiny, whatever you want to call it. And that, to me, that illusion, that chance, that jinx, that whatever happened that happenstance, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm like a thesaurus with the synonyms. I told you, thesaurus is my favourite book of all time when I was growing up. I used to walk into class with people thought I was a moron. I was carrying a little fucking Collins thesaurus. I loved it. Going through, I was a rapper from way back. Whatever. Again, you've done it because of that, the thesaurus? Of course, bro. We can always map it back. You can connect, Steve Jobs said it, you can connect the dots backwards before he destroyed the world with smartphones, but you can connect the dots backwards. I get it. You can connect the cots backwards. But forwards, no, you got to go with faith. You got to go into the unknown, bro. And so that, as I said, the chance, the fate, the destiny, and all of that to me is God. Now, to other people, that's fate, that's destiny, that's chance. Who cares? It is just what it is. Just another description, just another faith. Just another way to name black is black and white is white and red is red. It's just it's that's what it is to you. But when you have like a supernatural being rather than a very scientific, bland, binary thing, you know, that's science, that's not, then you've got almost more of a relationship with it, because then you can almost like, you can act in a way where you're abiding in almost adhering to a certain practice. This is deep, right? This is a deep question, but I mean, I could spend the whole thing on it and then be completely wrong about it. So that's the thing. But in times of need and all of that, I turn to God. In times of need, I turn to prayer. I pray. In the shittest times of my life, I've never gone, fuck, man, I wonder what Charles Darwin would be thinking right now. I never think, oh, you know, oh, Jesus Christ, please, Vlad, you've got the answer to this right now. No, I don't. So at that time is when the faith sets in, you know, and everyone's a hero until you hit the floor, and then all of a sudden you look up and you go, why? What have I done? Help. I've said that a few times in the surf. I've said that in relationships. I've said that when my daughter fell off my shoulders and smacked her head in the concrete, and I was driving to the children's hospital and crying for 35 minutes straight because I thought I have done some irreparable damage to my daughter. I wasn't praying to science at that point. I wasn't going, please, science and the table of elements, please help me. No, you know, and that's just me. It's how I was raised, you know. Other people would just be quiet, internalizing it. That's fine. But for me, it was just like I was in prayer mode. I was freaking out, and that's where I go by default. And that's been instilled from me. My parents aren't that religious either. So you could say to yourself, oh, your parents are some religious freaks. They're not. They're not that religious. We've got, you know, a few religious things. You know, you do the cross when we go to church. My dad will go for Christmas and Easter. He'll give respects for sure. He's not some know-it-all freak that's going to go, you know, nothing makes sense, mate. This doesn't make sense. 1 + 1 is 2, and I got the answers. No. He's still, you know, has respect for the religious side of things, and my mother also the same. But my mother does yoga, so she's in the Buddhist world, whatever. My grandparents, again, they have had that religious cornerstone, but again, not some devout, preachy people. And I don't want to be a preachy person either, because, again, just a moron on a mic, you know, that's just how it is. So that's the answer. Macanola, I know I did some work for it, bro, but it's not part of the entire answer of the equation, bro. Right. Questions for Vlad Jabas. When a Gen X says today's music is shit, are they out of touch with the youth, or is the new music shit? Geez, bro. Yeah, for sure the new music's shit. Yeah, for sure. It's worse than it was. Yeah, for sure. That's objectively speaking, it's far worse. Is it more technically advanced, technologically advanced? Yes. Are the sounds clearer and are the things more catchier? Yes. But are they realer? No, they're faker. Are the lyrics catastrophe? Yes. Now, what are we talking about here? Let's just divvy it up into actual compartments, that. So it's like, are we talking about what's pop around us Western countries, the American shit and the Australian shit, yes, like it's worse than it was. Now, again, bro, it's just you're clutching at straws here trying to understand the music scene. I've been in the music scene. I'm not saying my time was better or real or whatever. We were shit as well, really. But if you're gonna reel it back, you've got music which was, you know, just bongos and drums and stuff, people hitting sticks in Africa, and tree trunks and shit like that, and dancing around in circles when they're drinking some bark from a tree. But then you've got, you know, going into the European stuff, and you've got classical, and classical's incredible, right? But a classical to me is just an oral panic attack. What are you listening to? There's a million things going on. The volume goes up in the car. It freaks you out at the set of lights. You got to turn it down. I mean, that's tough as well. So, but it is for the intelligent people out here, intellectia. They're just like, oh no, classical is the best, and it is. It's probably the most thoughtful, layered music, and it doesn't need lyrics either. So you can just listen to this big sound. Wall of sound and be taken on a journey. And I think classical is an acquired sound. You don't put classical on and just go, this is incredible, man, I'm gonna go run 15 Ks with this thing on. No. Metallica, on the other hand, you know, Enter Sandman and all of that shit, that'll pump you up. But classical music, I don't know, it's from 200 years ago, so it's a different world and a different time, but it's nice. And then folk music, I like folk music, but if you're talking about just Gen X, all right, so that's my dad's generation. My dad grew up listening to rock, AC/DC, Deep Purple, Kiss. There wasn't any hip-hop back when my dad was a kid. My mum she loved AC/DC, groupie. She loved AC/DC. She went to the airport so she can meet the band. Let's hope she just met the band for a photo, okay? She just met the band for a photo. I don't want to know anymore, and if you have any information, keep it to yourself, bro, all right? She just took a photo with Bon Scott and Angus Young at the front of the airport. That's all that happened. I don't know. I don't want to know either. So if you know anything else, keep it to yourself. Yeah, so they grew up on the rock. Before all of that, it was Elvis and shit like that, and then Motown, and I don't know, all of that stuff sounds better to me. Like, you know, I'm thinking about Stevie Wonder back in the day, the Beatles, Rolling Stones and all of that. I mean, listen to some Rolling Stones songs, you go, these don't record it when you've had drugs in your system for 6 days straight. You know, take a break. Yeah, wrong, down now. It's shit as well. It's shit as well, you know. It's all subjective. Music is subjective, but if you're looking overall originality and things like that, it's now diluted. People copy off each other, like the Stones copied off the black blues musicians and didn't make it as authentic as the black blues musicians, and then other people copied off them, and then the 80s pop and all of that. It is what it is. Music's music, you know, and most of it's shit. And it's simple as that. You've just got to sort through and you'll find something that you dig. And what you dig, who knows? Most people won't like, you know, it's a thing for you. I mean, I have immaculate taste in music, as you know, melody, originality. You can hear it in my songs and all of that. Album coming this year, but for other people, you know, they don't. I have a cousin that doesn't even listen to music. Oh, how do you get through life, bro? You know, without listening to music. He goes, I don't give a shit, bro. I just listen to the aircon in my car. I'm like, fuck. It's a troubling person to talk to, these type of people. When you're that zero, when you're that stiff that you can't pop a song on, you got a problem, you know. Then you got WOG music, you know. I've listened to WOG music. It changes, it evolves. In the end, it's a beat, it's a melody, it's a hook, and it's lyrics, if we're talking about pop, that gets you in. You know, the current phase is the female empowerment, and they're talking about, you know, go and being a pole dancer and empowering yourself, even though not one human male actually wants to take you seriously once you do that, but at least you'll make $350 tip that night, so, or more, and don't have to study or commit yourself to any type of greater good. You can just make money and be a boss bitch. Walk around with Louis Vuitton all over your body and tell men, go fuck yourself. When you go to the bar, you can tap the Amex card and it'll never bounce because your ass has been bouncing on the podiums for the last couple of years. Doesn't matter. You got a face tat. Who cares? Your name's Amber Rose, dude. You're out there proudly being a ganger. And that's fine. She did the ganger walk as well. Good luck to you. Who cares? You know, no one's taking you serious, but who cares? That's beautiful. It's the same equivalent of a guy that just goes run through every single chick in the world and smash them, like the rap. The rap, if you listen to it, gang, I'll finish them, I'll sprog on you, then I'll fuck you, bro, and your sister and your mother and your auntie. And you think, you know, women are going to go, let's take this bloke home. And they might, you know, if he's got enough gold on, you know, Amber Rose might go home with him. She went home with Kanye. So case in point right there, bro. But yeah, degenerative culture for sure. But it's subjective music, bro. Is it better? I don't think so. I think the technology is better for sure. Some of the beats are better. Like the beats are more fierce. The beats are more refined. The producers are the stars now these days because they'll make a mad beat and then drugged up, codeine rapper that doesn't know whether it's Tuesday or Thursday is going to jump on the sipping, pop, and they're skipping it back. You're dead, man. You're dead. Yeah, they're codeine, they're drinking the pepper, they're drinking the skit it. You know, and that gets in the top 10. That's different to love me do, you know I'll love you. And I always use that example because it's the only Beatles song that comes to my mind straight away, you know. I am the Eggman, I am the walrus, cuckoo. Another, again, writing music when you've had tabs of acid up your ass. Whatever, it's art, bro. It's art, you know, and art can be horribly shit and sometimes really, really, really good, you know. But I'm thinking the really, really good is far and few between. It's mostly shit. If you pop an album on these days, from start to end an album, the attention span of people is gone anyway. So if you drop 14 tracks, you are one courageous person and one person that's happy to be frivolous with your money, to spend it in studios with some guy on a desk. Well, actually, they don't even have a desk now. They've just got a laptop open. And then you go into the thing and talk about the struggles in the first world. And you release it. But if you get 14 tracks out, Jesus, it better be good, you know. Because the stuff that I've heard in the last 5 years, 10 years, it's like 80% horrible. And then 20%. You know, 1.5 songs is good. Like one song's decent, and then half of one song is okay. And that's the kind of ratio that you've got there, you know. Greatness is hard to find, bro. Even in the 70s. Definitely, even in the 70s, now it's all the same, you know. There's a lot of people out there that have got the right formula. Sometimes you got the look, bro. You just look mad, bro. You look fantastic, and then you can have music that's average, but your look is good. It's good enough to keep you going. And sometimes you got a real ugly cunt that puts, or girl, and puts good music together, and that can be a selling point. It just works. But then you've got the ultimate where it's like a good-looking person and a really good songwriter or a team of songwriters, and they come together. Now, I'm not talking about Elton John, the guy, Catastrofa. You don't know what gender he is. And he comes out there on a piano. His head looks like one of the dead presidents from America from that movie Point Break. And he's got a wig on top. And he's playing a piano and yelling, and people are loving it, you know, because the songs are good. But then you've got the people back in the day, like whether it be Robbie Williams or Michael Jackson or Stevie Wonder's, he's butt ugly and his hairline starts at the crown of his head, but he's got incredible songs. So it's either the song or the look, or if you've got them both, forget about it. You're an absolute champion. So I don't know what's better, what's worse, man. To me, it's just subjective, and, you know, pick your poison, find the one that works for you, and that's a wrap, bro. Yep. Angel Grove, I said, Toza Collect, Collectables. Angel Grove Toys and Collectibles. Time for you guys to get shopping on angelgrovecollectables.com, angelgrovecollectables.com with the discount code VLAD for 10%. Use the damn code, bro. If you're buying stuff, which you have and emailed me, say, hey man, I've got some stuff from Angel Grove. Oh, I forgot to use the code. Don't do that. Use the code, 10%, so then Philly and the boys from Angel Grove can know that you guys are listening and supporting the supporters that support the podcast. All right, it's basically a company that gets all collectibles for 90s TV shows and nostalgia from that era, 80s, 90s, 2000s, Power Rangers and Dragon Ball, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Digimon. All of the anime franchises like Demon Slayer, One Piece, Naruto. You got Marvel and DC and UFC and wrestling and all these different collaborators. The official Bam Presto partner store, so that's the biggest manufacturer in the world, and they're the official partner over here. They do the anime stuff. Make sure you get in touch. The Vladiators get 10% off for the code VLAD in the checkout. You got a discount code VLAD, get 10% off. Gives you a bit of nice feeling supporting the people that have put this podcast to you for free. If that's not working for us, we're going to put this behind a paywall, and it's going to be Patreon, dude. So you're going to have to pay 10 to 15 bucks a month anyway. Whereas you can just do a one-off purchase every couple of years, bro, and keep this coming to you Mac every year, every week free, rather. www.angelgrovecollectables.com. Make sure you follow them on Instagram and on Facebook of the same name. Support the supporters that support the podcast. I said, Bruce, it's super convenience. The number one Aussie snack plug, the best USA stuff that you're ever going to find online in regards to snacks, chips, drinks, lollies, chocolates, left field stuff, totally regular stuff, rare stuff, collectible stuff, all for smashing eating. He's got European stuff, Japanese, American, Australian, New Zealand, English, British. So go on to www.brucesuper.com. brucesuper.com.au. The code is VLAD, VLAD. You get 10% off. And the store is called Bruce Super Convenience. Bruce is a suburb in Canberra. I thought it was a person. I thought the guy that owned it, but it's Dan that runs it. And this guy gets containers worth of stuff dropped to his shop every week. He's got 17,000 followers on Instagram. He does giveaways. He does special prizes. If you order and put the code VLAD in, he'll give you 10% off, but he's going to give you a whole bunch of extra freebies on top. A couple of handfuls of free stuff that you didn't even know that you ordered, bro. He's got Smoky, Choc Banana, Euro Creme. He's got so many things from America that your head will spin when you go on. You can shop by region as well. So go and support brucesuper.com.au, which is the convenience store that is the number one US snack food plug that goes around everywhere in Australia fast. They'll pack it, they'll send it off to you fast, and get some snacks when you're watching Netflix with the misso. All right, right. Orange Legal Group. Orange Legal Group, bro. Lawyer specialising in property law and conveyancing. I just had a Vladiator the other day take a screenshot, say, I just spoke to Kenan and the team at Orange Legal Group. I told them that I was shredded. I told them that I came off the Dat Podcast, and they're looking after me now. So you must also follow suit. When you're purchasing any property in Victoria, you're going to need someone to look at the contracts. It's www.orangelegalgroup.com. Orange Legal Group. What a fantastic name. Super easy to understand and to remember, and you always remember Orange Legal Group. So that's in your psyche now. Give them a call in Victoria, 8317-1070. 8317-1070 if you're in Victoria. Email property@orangelegalgroup.com.au. Now it's a one-stop shop, just to let you know. So it's conveyancing for property purchases. They've got a chartered accountant for all of your accounting work, and there's a full on-site mortgage broker that will do the loans for you, competitive as a mother effer. He will go around to all the banks, make sure that everything is of the best rate that you can get, okay? Free contract reviews for buyers before signing a contract. That's a wrap for the Vladiators. So email your contract, property@orangelegalgroup.com.au. Say, hey man, I want to have a look at 123 Carlton Parade, Carlton. And then you go, by the way, PS, I got you off the Dat Podcast. love the Dat Podcast, fiend for the Dat Podcast, thrive for the Dat Podcast, and you have been devout members supporting them. So I want to come to you, and he'll do a free contract review. Well, the team will there anyway. So look through it, no cost to you whatsoever. Free assessment of a financial situation to determine borrowing power. An accountant can do the wrapping. All right, so www.orangelegalgroup.com.au. Support the supporters that support the podcast. Welcoming back everyone here. It's your last question. Fitz Neo. No, sorry, wrong question. Why or gob? What do you think the world would look like in 50 years? 50 years, a long time, bro. What's that going to be? 2073, I'll be gone. You know what I mean? We are a world without Vlad. You might have Vlad Jr. or Vlad Jr. You know, this kind of brain might skip a gen. I might have my son that actually does some productive for society, like, you know, flies an airplane or becomes a doctor or furniture salesperson or works at Godfrey's selling vacuums. You never know, something, you know, contribution. You know what I mean? But you don't know. Imagine Vlad Jr., bro. Imagine Vlad hitting a mic, you know. How you going, boys? Here when I'm Vlad Jr., man. That'll be sick. I'd love that. I actually probably wouldn't. I don't know. I would, actually. If he's doing something good, I'll be down to back him. What will the world look like in 50 years, bro? I reckon a lot of people are going to migrate to Saudi Arabia. I think a lot of people are going to... Well, there's going to be no real... What we were talking about before, there's going to be no real north and south, bro. Everything goes, and that's just the way the world's going to be. And it's very confusing for a lot of people that have come from a time where you knew what up was up and down was down, and a man was a man and a woman was a woman. But now if you can, you know, snip it, flip it, and you can be a woman and be pregnant, you know, fair enough. Like, you know, that's just going to be the world. You know, drugs are good. Drugs are good. Lying's fine. You know, a big fat person with tits down to his knees is beautiful. It's a good look, and it's healthy. It's healthy, and they want to be like that. They choose to be like that. So, I mean, all of this stuff, I think it'll spiral more and more and more. But who knows? I can't foresee the future. I would have never foreseen what's happening now. That's for sure. I would have never thought that we'll be locked in our house by a little Armenian woman telling us to go and get injections and then letting us go for an hour to a park, and then you got to sit 4 meters away from another person. You're not allowed a picnic blanket just in case, you know, the fibers of the blanket carries the COVID disease. I mean, get fucked, bro. The last 3 years, no one could predict it, you know? Imagine waiting 4 or 5 hours in an airport and then getting your flight cancelled. Like, this is unheard of stuff, you know. So complete, what would you call it? An unpredictable situation. And I think the future is just going to have more and more of that. The less accountability and responsibility we take for ourselves as a human race, and I'm not a politician, but if I was, I'd be fucking cranking at it. You know, you'd be voting 100%. Vote number one for Vlad. You know, it'd be a picketed in your front lawn. All of the western areas, all the Wogs areas are going to have a photo of me going like, Vlad. You know, vote number one for Vlad. But I'm not going to lead you guys into the war. No chance. You know, I'm going to the beach to get barreled, and that's it, because I can't deal with people in large mass. Anyway, beside the point. But the less accountability and responsibility we take for ourselves, the more that society would devolve into total chaos and anarchy. And the more that we go, oh, yeah, shit, man, I better take account of that, and let's not support these morons, and let's not go completely into that. Let's not make cocaine next to the salt shaker at a restaurant now and make that normal, you know, because it's not normal. When people rob their parents' purse so they can go and get high in an alleyway, we should still look at that as something that needs to be dealt with seriously, and not to be accepted in society like it's a Nando's side sauce. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it does to me, kind of, you know what I mean? Just a condiment of life. That's the least of our problems, bro. We've got problems financially in the industries. As I'm saying, we're going to run out of pilots. We're going to run out of doctors. We're going to run out of surgeons. We're going to run out. We won't run out of bus drivers and Uber drivers. We won't run out of that. But we will run out of. Won't run out of podcasters and influencers. No, we won't run out of that. We will run out of like things that are necessary for day to day. Until that happens, we'll just keep consuming at an ungodly rate and not committing to real issues, which is, I mean, that's what I'm seeing. A lot of people are fiending to be a real estate agent driving around in a Merc than a lot of other people that might be looking at biology. And it might just be the circles that I'm in. I'm open to that, you know. But I know a person that was a fully fledged defense lawyer that has turned to making rap beats for drill artists. And, you know, he's relocated in London now. He's a good mate, and he could have been out there doing the dirty game of law, but now he's doing a beat. Yo, roadman, man, I'll come over, clip you, take your hair off. I see your mother in the street, take her skirt off. When that skirt come off, you see me up, down, go like jumping castle, my kid like the clown. Yo, roadman, tell him, brah, go drive-by shooting in the house. Yeah, drive-by shooting in the house. You know, and I've chosen from real estate agent to go out giving strategies to tens of thousands of people. I mean, that's my course, that's my path, that's my path, or whatever you want to call it. But not judging, just saying, you know, my prediction is, and this is very, you know, pessimistic, but you got ChatGPT coming out, and now we'll tell you the full history of Alexander the Great, where he's from, and that's a contentious subject. You can't say that without a whole horde of the people in the surrounding countries that claim his heritage coming at you with razor blades, because they totally rely on that story to give them some sense of leadership or heritage or nobility or something. I don't get it. I know what it's about. I'm not into it. History is not something you should argue about because no one knows the actual truth, and you don't have any hobbies, and you're bored and lazy and contentious, and you should, you know, again, find a hobby, don't be lazy and don't be contentious, and then be happy. And when someone goes, have you heard of the Mongolian tribe leader that took over the world? Who cares? I'm going for a run, bro. I'm doing an Ironman. You know, I'm bettering the world by achieving things for myself, not looking back and pretending that I know something that happened 3,000 years ago. You don't even know what you had for breakfast yesterday, bro. Yeah, so the world, I think, is, I don't know. No, look, if I'm basing it on today's schedule of events in what's happening in the world, in the modern Western world, it's not going to get easier. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the critical things, like I said, that travel and doctors and lawyers and all of that get worse over time because you have a far more distracted demographic of people studying these professions that haven't put their skin in the game the way that it was, and lesser people doing it, more guys dropping out of uni, more girls going into professions where guys may have done good as well, no disrespect, whatever, but it happens, and there's going to be lesser people doing these things, and there's going to be a high demand for them, increasing of prices when there's a demand for things like that. Like the building game, let's just take, if you think, Vlad, you're full of shit, you're talking shit, man. All right, let's just give a couple of examples, and tell me if I'm full of shit now. I have wanted someone to waterproof this roof for over a year now. I cannot find anyone that will commit to waterproofing a 100 square meter roof. I have a brother-in-law that's a builder. I have my other brother-in-law's nunko, which is the godfather, that's a builder. I have one of my closest mates that rents in my office, a builder. There's three that I can throw a dart out the window and hit these cunts, and they still can't get me a waterproofer for the roof. So that's one, you know. I'm trying to build a property. I've gone from the building estimation of $1.6 million plus GST to $2.7 million plus GST in the span of 12 months. That's gone up, okay? Why would you say that? the resources, the materials, the timber, the steel has gone up between 30 and 40%. Sorry, we can't show it. But the builders, the labor has gone up between 30 and 40%. Why? Because there's a demand for them and there's not many around. So they're just going, how much do you want to waterproof your roof? Yeah, man, what's the quote? 17 grand. 17 grand, bro? What are you talking about? It's just a bit of paint and I need to fix it. It's like 8 grand, 5 grand. What is it? 17 grand, man. Sorry, man. And you're like, oh, all right, I'll take it for 17. Sorry, man. Someone called me for 20 tomorrow, man. Sorry, man. Can I do it for 21? Yeah, all right, I'll do it for 21. I'll come tomorrow. Sorry, man. Someone called me for 22, man. Sorry, man. Sorry, man. Yeah, okay. I had one moron that gave me the commitment in January last year, and then I chased him weekly until April the 20th, and then he goes to me, sorry, man. Too busy, man. Okay, you committed to it. You came over, you put a tarp over the roof. There's a 100 square meter tarp that he put over the roof, so no water gets in, so it dries out. So because we had that rain last year, sorry, man. Can't do it, man. Got things on, man. Every time he came over, he was drinking an extra dry. This 30-year-old little dweeb from the Shire. I mean, pichkati materin, bro. That's one. Look at the aeroplane situation, okay? Go have a look. There's no staffing in the aeroplanes. You can barely get on a plane. You get on a plane, sorry, man. There's no water, man. Sorry, man. True story. Coming back from America, we had to divert between Sydney and Brisbane because of some fire in the airport. During Sydney and Brisbane, that extra 1.5 hour diversion, sorry, man. No water, man. Sorry, man. I've got a bread roll if you want it, man. No, I just need water. I'm parched. Oh, sorry, man. No water, man. You go to that. All right, let's have a look at another one. Vlad, you've lost your mind. You've lost your mind, Vlad. Let's have a look at another one. Hey, bro, my son's got extreme temperature and tonsillitis. I just need a break. Sorry, man. Can't take him in if he's got temperature, man. The guy's he's two. He's suffering. He won't eat for 3.5 days. Sorry, man. We're booked out, man. And if he's got a temperature, a runny nose, a sneeze, an itch, a fart, a shit, a sweaty brow, if he's got blonde hair, blue eyes, if he's got a dick and balls and a penis and an asshole, sorry, man. We can't take him in this week, man. But it's an emergency. Sorry, man. Go to the hospital. I went to the hospital. I had 40-degree temperature. Sorry, can't take you in, man. Sit in the emergency room, man. For 6 hours. We'll bring you a drip in 6 hours' time when you're nearly dead. Is that enough examples? Oh, you don't need example? Oh, okay. I just wanted to buy a pair of skiing boots. Sorry, man. We don't have enough boots, man. They've stopped their shipments from Hungary over to here, man. They're stuck in Romania, man. Sorry, man. There's no ski boots. Oh, I can see ski boots over there. Oh, yeah. Can I grab a piece of those? $1,200, man. What are you talking about, 1,200? There's 650 over there. Yeah, sorry, man. We got the only stock that's left in Sydney, man. Sorry, man. Okay, we're going to wrap it. It's been a good week. Trying to keep it short and sweet, you know what I mean? I'm going to do some other stuff now creatively to put on the Instagrams and TikToks and all of that, which have been growing good lately. The last 2 videos that I popped up were Croatian. I'll put that on just before I went overseas, and that went to about 350,000 views, which is one of my biggest videos. On where was it? On Instagram, it's hit 150,000. On TikTok, it's hit 120,000. On Facebook's maybe about 80,000. So it's about 350-something thousand. The Serb video, which came out less than a week ago, 6 days, that's had 110,000 on Insta. These are big numbers for a person that's got 25,000 followers. yeah, I mean, you need usually 200,000 followers to get this type of, at least 100,000 followers to get this type of numbers. Anyway, whatever, it is what it is, bro. You work out the algorithm. And the Serb video has gone mental as well. That's about 250,000 views across the board for sure, maybe more now. But the thing is, if you're watching these videos, just stop arguing about the Serbian and Croatian thing. It's over, okay? Don't go raking up old graves, bro. It's a very female thing to do, you know? And I'm not trying to have a go at females here, but if anyone can fucking bring up something from the past and bring it up like it just happened 15 seconds ago, it's a female. So don't bring it up. Some shit that happened when you weren't even born, bro, or you're a fucking child 20,000 kilometers away is not worth arguing over Instagram in your brand new air-conditioned apartment in Zetland. Just let it go, bro. Watch the video, have a laugh, forward it, share it, at least to 10 to 15 people so we can continue growing the algorithm, and then move on with your merry ways, dude. Go back to gyprocking or go back to becoming, I don't know, a plumber or whatever you're going to do. The entrepreneur, aren't you going to open a cafe this year? Do that. Don't use the platform on my page to start arguing with someone called Lydia and your name is Strebre. We're not trying to do that, all right? We're trying to promote some happiness here. Comedy is greater than politics, dude. All right? So as simple as that. Jesus Christ, what happened there? This is supposed to connect, bro. You're trying to do something with a mad little connection station at the end and then you get buckled by your own phone. I've had a trouble with this phone the entire day today. I won't connect to the internet and all of that. I wanted it to be like a nice punchline at the end where I'm talking and all of a sudden, all of a sudden, music was supposed to come on, but yeah, again, pitch come on, my dude. Oh, there it is. No, fuck you, man.